How could a young shepherd, armed with nothing but a sling and stone, defeat Goliath? Goliath, a warrior over 10 feet tall, spread fear across Israel. But true strength isn't in size. It's in the faith of one man. David, a simple shepherd with no battle experience, stood before the impossible. Armed with faith and courage, he defied the giant with divine boldness. What seemed like a lost battle turned into the greatest victory of all. A victory that resonated through generations, showing true strength comes from the heart. This is just the beginning of David's journey, chosen by God to be king of Israel. A journey filled with faith, challenges, friendship, and betrayal. But his victory over Goliath was just the beginning. David will face deadly pursuits, heart-wrenching struggles, and betrayals. He will become the hero of Israel, but also the target of envy and fear. Get ready for a story of courage, faith, and the fight against unseen enemies. David and Goliath, a story of faith, courage, and victory. Get ready for the true battle. In the reign of Saul, the first anointed king of Israel. Saul had repeatedly disobeyed God's commandments, so he rejected him. Samuel the prophet, saddened by the situation, received new instructions from God. God told Samuel to go to Bethlehem and anoint a new king. When Samuel arrived, the elders asked, "Do you come in peace?" Samuel calmly replied, "Yes, I come in peace to offer a sacrifice to the Lord." Samuel consecrated Jesse and his sons, beginning the secret search for the next king of Israel. Jesse brought Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel, but God said, "Not him." Then Jesse made Shammah pass by, and again God said, "Not him either." Jesse brought 7 sons, but God rejected them all. Samuel asked, "Are these all your sons?" Jesse replied, "There is still the youngest. He's tending the sheep." Samuel said, "Send for him. We will not sit until he arrives." David arrived, a handsome and ruddy young man. God said to Samuel, "Anoint him." Samuel took the oil and anointed David in front of his brothers. From that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came powerfully upon David. At the same time, the Spirit of God departed from Saul. A tormenting spirit was sent to Saul, causing him great distress and fear. His servants suggested finding a skilled harpist to soothe him. A servant remembered David, known for his musical skills and kindness. David was a young shepherd, and most importantly, the Lord was with him. Saul sent messengers to Jesse, asking him to send David to the king. When David arrived, he introduced himself to Saul, and the king immediately became fond of him. Saul made David his armor bearer, entrusting him with carrying his weapon. Whenever the tormenting spirit came upon Saul, David played his harp, bringing relief. Saul asked Jesse to let David stay with him, as he had found him trustworthy. David continued to alternate between serving in the palace and tending his sheep. This period was marked by silent preparation, carrying God's anointing for a great future. During this time, the threat of the Philistines loomed over Israel. The Philistines gathered their armies again and camped in the land of Judah. Saul and the Israelites also positioned themselves in the valley of Elah, ready for battle. The two armies stood face to face in a tense standoff. Then, from the Philistine camp, a giant named Goliath emerged. His presence was terrifying. A giant, fully armed, with a spear. Goliath challenged Israel, mocking them. "Send a man to fight me." For 40 days, Goliath taunted Israel, and the army trembled in fear. Meanwhile, in Bethlehem, Jesse asked David to bring food to his brothers. David woke up early and left to find his brothers. He arrived just as the Israelite army was marching toward battle. As David spoke to his brothers, the giant Goliath rose to challenge Israel. David heard the blasphemies of the giant and saw their fear in Israel. Outraged, David asked,
"What will be given to the man who defeats this Philistine?"
The people spoke of great wealth and the king's daughter as a wife. David said to the soldier,
"Who is this uncircumcised Philistine to defy the armies of the living God?"
But Eliab, David's oldest brother, became angry and rebuked him. David remained calm.
"What have I done now? Was it just a question?"
David's words soon reached Saul, who called for him to come forward. David told Saul,
"Don't let anyone be discouraged. I will fight the giant."
Saul doubted, saying,
"You are just a boy, and he is a warrior."
David shared how he defeated lions and bears to protect his sheep.
"The Lord who delivered me from the lion and the bear will deliver me from this Philistine."
Saul, seeing David's unwavering faith, said,
Go, and may the Lord be with you.
Saul, trying to protect the brave young man, dressed him in his own armor. David tried to walk, but he couldn't move. It was too heavy. He removed the armor, relying only on the power of God. David took his shepherd's staff and 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream. David approaches the giant Philistine. The giant, seeing David, scoffed at him, dismissing him as insignificant. Goliath cursed David in the name of his gods, mocking him further.
Am I a dog that you come at me with a staff?
David responded.
I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts.
David declared.
Today, the Lord will deliver you into my hands.
Goliath, in anger, runs towards David to hurt him. With imminent danger, the Spirit of God descends on David. David begins to spin his sling with a stone. David, in faith, casts the stone. With divine precision, the stone hits Goliath's forehead. Goliath falls with his gigantic body. David takes a sword and ends the war. Seeing their champion fall, the Philistines flee, shattered by one boy's faith. Like David, we are protected by God when we trust in His power. No giant is too great when our faith is placed in Jesus Christ. With Jesus, we don't fight alone. We fight with heaven on our side.